Hello everyone and welcome back guys to a brand new video where today we're here back for the LCR Formula 4 series. This time out we're here for week 5 at Mugello, I don't know how you want to pronounce it. I'll be honest with you at the end of the day. It's the track in Italy with the corners that isn't Monza or Imola. But yeah, anyway, moving on though into this week. The title could actually be won today. In this one, we needed to outscore CK by 19 points, which was unlikely, but possible here in this race. So we're certainly going to be able to try and do that this week if we possibly can. We have actually got a break week after this, so it's going to be really, you know, we'd like to get it wrapped up tonight if we possibly could, but we've got 2 long races ahead of us around this circuit. Currently is my fastest qualifying lap. Turns out I'd actually been practicing the wrong layout of Mugello in the day. I'd accidentally, been practicing the short layout, which obviously cuts off there, back onto the start-finish straight. Yeah, no, it is the long layout for tonight's racing there, so a little bit more time needed around the rest of the lap. Patience is key around this circuit, though I'd actually, once again, was leaving it down to my very last lap in the session here, just like I did last weekend now at Nürburgring. You know, really probably need to try and not play it so risky in these races, because all it means then is during my 3rd qualifying lap, if anything's looking like it could go even slightly wrong, I then panic and lose a lot of time there. But as we head down in towards the final sector, though, we're 2.5 tenths up pretty much on my previous best there, and you can have a look at the moment though. It was ESR Amaze on the pole with I think a 58.6 if I'm not mistaken there, just ahead of Apex. As we head through the final couple of corners though, being able to take the final scheme, basically fully pinned in the end there, but still coming down in towards the final corner though. You can see trying to keep it nice and tidy as best as possible. You can sort of run a bit deep on the way in, try to get the power as early as you can on the way out. Not really clipping the apex, but you don't really need to on the exit of the corner there. And then the long run down towards turn 1, then obviously we'll start finish straight. It is going to be a 1 minute 56.048 there at the end of the session, which would be good enough for pole position at the end of qualifying there. So we were 1.2 quicker than at CK there. Wastill in 3rd, Typhon in 4th, Connor 5th, Apex 6th, and then Rosenquist in 7th there, rounding out the finishes from qualifying. So we are ready then for the first race of the night. The game will probably just be to try and keep it nice and tidy and see if we can do what we usually aim to and try to win the feature race. Obviously, that's where all the points are available. So yeah, we'll certainly be going for that here in tonight's race. But anyway, there we are ready on the first race of the night here on the grid. We're going to be going, I think, 3 minutes 40 for the first race of the evening. So, again, looking forward to it. Hopefully, we can try and pick up some good points in the open race of the night. The main aim is obviously just to try and beat CK at the moment. And it's lights out and away we go there off the start. You can see actually a fairly even start there. Typhon, I think, has jumped it ever so slightly, I'll be honest with you, as we make the run down towards turn 1 here. A little bit of accidental content there between the pair of us as we head down in towards the first braking zone there. But we do keep it nice and tidy on the inside there. Typhon's going to try and swing it around the outside, but I don't think that's going to quite work out well for him in the end as we head up the hill through the first couple of corners. You can see CK just making a little bit of contact with us through there, but we have held on to the lead off the start of the race. Unfortunately, we had also picked up 2% engine damage, which wasn't going to be ideal. I managed to do that trying to get the car stopped on the formation lap here, so that was probably not going to help us out in this race. But I mean, what we'll probably end up doing is just pitting a little earlier than we normally would. As you can see, diving it down the hill though, trying to keep it nice and tidy over this opening lap though, and already starting to build up a little bit of a margin over CK and Typhon there as we head up through the next couple of corners here, back up the other side of the hill there. And like I said, that is exactly what we do. We dive it in on the end of lap 3. Once I knew the fuel was safe to go to the end, we just dive it in as early as possible here in this race. Wastill was then going to move up into the lead there ahead of Typhon and Apex. So I think CK actually made a bit of a mistake in the early stages of the race. So you can see he's down in 4th, and then Connor is down in 5th place here. Luckily for us, we would still come out ahead of VNT Rosenquist here as we head out of the pit lane there. And to be fair, you know, that's our stop done that we needed to in this race. Now we've got to try and just fight our way back through the field as best as possible here, and hopefully we won't get caught out too much in the traffic nonetheless there, because obviously that was kind of going to be a bit of a gamble in this race. So hopefully, yeah, we can just try and carve our way through as best as possible here. On to lap 6, I think Connor's actually made a mistake as we head through the final chicane of the lap there. You can see he's going to be down in towards the final couple of corners here. It's actually going to be quite close as we head in towards the braking zone there. We're going to try and look up the inside, just actually clip the curbs there, and that's going to force me out wide. So Connor's able to get the nose back up the inside there, and we're going to be side by side as we head at the final corner there. I'm just going to duck back into the slipstream as we head at the final turn there. Bit of better gears as we head down towards turn 1, so we should be able to get the move done up the inside there. And yeah, we're going to be side by side as we head down in towards T1. Connor's still just got the advantage. Now we slip up into P4 of the race there. And a bit later on the brakes as well, we're just going to solidify that position. And yeah, now up into P4 of the opening race of the night here. So still making good progress at the moment. And then over the next couple of laps, it would just be fairly textbook. Just wait for all the other drivers to pit, in all honesty there. Apex and Connor would both dive in on the end of lap 7. And then, if I'm not mistaken, Wastel and CK wouldn't be too long after as well in this race. So on the end of lap 8, they would both dive it in as well there. They wanted to stick close to each other, I think, just try and carry each other along at the moment. But at the final corner we go, though, and yeah, that's just now back up into the lead of the race. So luckily we only really had any sort of battle with Connor, and that didn't cost us all too much time in this race. So we set a 1:55.2 as our new fastest lap of the race. But we do need to try and get a few clean laps under our belt as well here. Try to go for the fastest lap bonus points as well here. But we'll wait and see about that at the moment as we head through the first couple of corners, though. And yeah, it was fairly textbook from then on out. Obviously, we were able to get into the lead and then just try to further extend our margin at the top there. Wastel and CK would actually be having quite a titanic battle towards the end of the first race of the night there. And that could be really critical for myself here. You know, we could take the extra points over CK if possible there. Over the line, though, it is going to be the first race victory of the night there. 55.5 as my fastest lap in the end there. And you can see on the position counts there, Wastel is still just ahead of CK here. But, you know, they've still got another 30 seconds there or thereabouts before they cross the finish line. 25-30 seconds at the end there. And you can see CK got the second best fastest lap there at 56.5. Wastel on a 57.1 there. Typhon on a 3.38. Fantastic lap by him ahead of Apex, Connor and Rosenquist there. But yeah, it is Wastel who takes home P2 there, which has certainly helped me out there. That means now, in the second race of the night there, all we need to do is beat CK and hope he doesn't get the fastest lap of the race there, because that could give us all the points that we need to take home the title here. Like I said, we needed to pull out 19. We got 4 from qualifying, 10 extra in the first race, and then another 2 as well for the fastest lap. Means we pulled out 16 so far tonight. So all we need to do, yeah, is beat CK and then hope he doesn't get fastest lap of the race here. So we are ready on the second grid of the night. Now, potentially the title decider could be sorted now. But once again, though, we will be going at the 3:40 mark for the second race of the night here. The lights are coming on. We've got Typhon on the pole, CK in second, Wastel third, myself fourth, ahead of Apex, Connor and Rosenquist. 6 laps here around Mugello, and it's lights out, and away we go for the second race of the night there. And round 10, I think, of the season there or thereabouts as well there. As we make the run down towards turn 1 there, it's going to be Typhon in the lead there. CK might try and look around the outside. We've actually got Apex thinking about having a sniff up the inside in towards turn 1 there, but he's going to brake a little bit earlier, and we are going to be able to hold on to P4 at the moment as we head through the first couple of corners, though. Struggling a bit with the understeer, trying to get heat into the tyres here as we head through the first chicane of the lap here, through all of these S sections there, and there's contact between CK and Wastel there. Wastel not too sure how he ended up in the gravel in all of that, but yeah, unfortunately for him, that means Rosenquist now moves up into P4 there. 3 cars in the gravel on the opening couple of corners there. Not too sure how that all unfolded off the start, but yeah, we need to try and stick close to CK and Typhon here over the first couple of laps here, but we need to try and play it sensible as well. As you can see, Typhon gets a little bit squirrely as we head through down the hill here, and yeah, just trying to keep it nice and tidy at the moment there. CK thinking about going for a move there. We can't afford to let him get a breakaway here. We know we've got the good pace as well, so hopefully, yeah, we can try and capitalise on that if we possibly can. As we head up the other side of the hill, though, Typhon's just going to dink the gravel, but it's not going to cost him all too much there. CK just braking nice and tidy behind him as we head down in towards the final few corners. But as we head through the final couple of corners of lap 2, though, you can see we're still all over the back of CK here. Typhon's starting to make a little bit of a gap at the moment. I think CK just focusing on trying to keep us behind us there as he actually cuts the final chicane. We're going to try and look up the inside. He tries to give us the squeeze as we head down in towards the final couple of corners there. But we do now slot ourselves up into P2 of the race there. Try to keep the car nice and tidy on the apex. Don't allow for the switchback on the exit of the corner there. And yeah, that's just now up into P2 of the race here. But Typhon is still just in front of us here. And CK, we've always seen it from him, doesn't run much aero in these cars. So yeah, he's certainly going to try and potentially get close as we head down towards T1 there. I don't think he's going to quite be close enough as we head in towards the first braking zone there. Nice and late on the brakes. So no, CK does actually go up the inside. They're given the room on the inside there. We're going to try and get the power down on the exit of the corner there. He's going to have the racing line on the outside there, and we just get caught out over that inside curb there, and that's going to mean he's able to slip back around the outside and back up into P2 of the race there. So not what we needed at the moment here, but it's certainly not all over just yet as we head in towards the next couple of corners here, trying to stick close to him as best as possible here. And we still had a little bit of an advantage through the corners there. The straight line speed was fairly even, but yeah, we just had a little bit more through the corners here to see Typhon still getting a little bit squirrely as we head down the hill here, all over the back of them all still at the moment. And yeah, this is shaping up to be quite a good little fight, just like we saw at Nürburgring last week, but pretty much the other way around at the moment here. So whether we're going to see some desperation set in from CK once again there, we will have to wait and see as we head up the hill once more, though, coming down in towards the final chicane of the lap. Just everyone concertinaing up into the braking zones there. No contact this time around there, but Typhon runs a little bit deep there. That's going to ruin his run off the exit of the corner there. But we're all over the back of CK there. We think about having a look up the inside in towards the final couple of corners here, around the outside in towards the hairpin. It's certainly going to be quite a difficult one to make work there. No, we just slot back in at the moment there and try to get on the power nice and tidily on the exit of the corner here. As we head down in towards the final few corners of the lap, though, CK once again is going to get loose, trying to take too much curb through the chicane there. We think about going up the inside, but think better of it. And now we're just going to move back over to the racing line here as we head down in towards the final corner of the lap there. CK's just about going to avoid contact with Typhon there. We get a much better run off the exit of the corner there, but just that lack of aero on CK's car, there's going to be he's able to slot back in into the slipstream behind him there, and you can just see the run he's able to get on Typhon as we head down in towards T1 there. We're pretty much even when it's us two there, but the slipstream really helping him out at the moment there as Typhon goes defensive in towards the first braking zone there. Are we going to be able to have a look around the outside of CK? We're going to think about making it work there. A little bit of contact between the pair of us there. Typhon is still on the inside there. A little bit of contact as CK tries to turn in, and he does get around the outside of Typhon there, and that's us now him into the lead of the race there. Typhon is just going to dink the gravel, so that's going to be good for me because we can get past him as well there. So yeah, now we're all over the back once again of CK here as we head down in towards the next couple of corners, though. CK is going to trip himself up over the curbs there, and that's going to give us the run up the inside in towards the next couple of corners there. We're going to try and keep it on the inside there. CK is going to try and turn in nonetheless. We get stuck together, and then just a little bit of contact there from Typhon from behind, and we get spat out. We just get spat out in that situation there. And yeah, that's going to mean we now need to try and fight back and get back up towards these guys. Just a couple of laps to go now of this race here, and the win, yeah, it's certainly still on the cards. We're only about a second and a half back at the moment there, and we've definitely got the pace to try and catch back up that time at the moment as well. As we head down in towards the final couple of corners though of lap 5, just 2 laps to go here, and Typhon there actually runs into the gravel traps. That's going to move us back up once again into P2 of this racer, and yeah, now we've just got CK in front of us here, and you can see as we head on towards the final lap of the race there, we're both just trying to get as good run as we possibly can. They're both taking a bit of liberty through the chicane there. You can see in towards the final braking zone of lap 6 here. We're still all over the back from here. We're going to try and go for the slow in, fast out strat as we head out of the final couple of corners though. CK just about seems to have gotten the power early enough there. It means we have to duck out of the slipstream there, and that's going to mean it's pretty much going to be a drag race as we head down in towards T1 here. The wheel's so close as we head in towards the first corner here. Another 55.6 in this race as we head in towards turn 1 there. Who is going to be the later of the breakers? We are ever so slightly there, but CK is going to try and roll it into the corner there. We're going to try and look round the outside perhaps. No, CK just gets the drive. Is actually going to park it a bit defensively as we head through turn 2 here, and now in towards the next couple of corners we go. Once again, I'll be able to get the power down just about. We think about having a look at the outside, we think about going to the inside, and then we slot back out onto the racing line here. And once again, CK is just going to run a bit deep into that corner there, and we're going to take the opportunity around the outside there. He's going to open up the steering lock into us as we head down the hill there. We're going to be side by side as we head in towards the next couple of corners there, giving the squeeze over the curbs once again there. And now we slot up finally into the lead of this racer. He tried to turn in whilst our car was still there, and yeah, now finally up into the lead of this race with just half a lap to go here. I don't think either of us have set a clean lap, so our 55.6 should be good enough at the moment as well here as we head down in towards the final couple of braking zones there. CK is going to go for the lunge after I've already started to turn in there. Wasn't expecting him to go for that one, in all honesty. Another piece of contact as he punts it into the rear of us as we head down in towards the next couple of corners there. We're going to play it defensive in towards this hairpin here. Are we going to be able to keep it nice and tidy there? We're going to try and hang him out to dry just a little bit there. Get the power down on the exit of the corner here as we head down in towards the final chicane of the lap here. We're going to take a lot of curb through there. That's going to unsettle the rear end a bit more than we would have wanted here. And in towards the final corner of the race, so we're going to go defensive, turn in, and yeah, CK is going to run us out wide and then completely run us out wide on the exit of the corner there. And that is unfortunately going to mean that the title will roll over to next week. Not too sure how I feel about that one in all honesty. Let me know your guys' thoughts and feelings towards that one down in the comments below as well there. But yeah, a little bit unfortunate way to end the race, but it does just mean next time out, all we need now is 4 points, and that is pole position at the end of the day. So hopefully we can get that sorted next week. CK and I, though, have wrapped up the Constructors there. We're now double Constructors champions in LCR as well, though. So happy with that one, and now I'm sure there's going to be very little love loss in the final couple of rounds of the season there. But thank you all so much for watching this video nonetheless. Do get yourself subscribed if you're new around here, and hopefully I will see you guys next time for another video.